There's a new pro-marijuana ad stirring up controversy in California. A group called the MPP, the Marijuana Policy Project, says pot could help solve the state's budget crisis. It's got a new 30-second ad featuring a retired state worker and medical marijuana user who now advocates legalizing pot and then taxing it. The ad is supposed to run on several cable news and television outlets in California, but some stations are refusing to run it, saying it sends a bad message. With us now, Bruce Mirken, spokesperson for the Marijuana Policy Project. Calvina Fay is the executive director of the Drug-Free America Foundation. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
All right, so Bruce, the idea here is what? You think you could raise more than $1 billion in tax revenue to get California out of its, or at least partially out of its budget hole, if you just legalize marijuana, regulate it, and tax it?
Exactly. California is facing horrendous cataclysmic cuts to schools, health, public safety, all sorts of things. And we have literally millions of California marijuana consumers who want to pay taxes on their purchases who are being denied that opportunity. Instead, we treat them like criminals for making the responsible decision to unwind at the end of the day with a drug that is safer than liquor. It doesn't make any sense. It's a policy that's out of date and that our state cannot afford anymore.
Safer than liquor, Calvina?
Absolutely not, and I'm really appalled by the ad because it's preying upon the citizens of the state of California in a very difficult time that they're going through. First of all, I doubt that $1 billion could be raised in taxes because people are growing pot in their home, in their backyard. You know, how on earth do you regulate something like that? Do you go out and seek out the people and find who's growing it and figure out some kind of system to collect taxes from them? So I seriously doubt that $1 billion in revenue will be generated, and it doesn't even begin to cover the cost. I mean, in 2005, it was estimated that substance abuse was costing the state of California $44 billion in societal costs related to drug use. So if we legalize marijuana, tax it, and regulate it, we're going to increase those costs, and that $44 billion is going to go even higher. So the $1 billion that they claim they would generate, which I seriously doubt, wouldn't even begin to address those additional issues that would be created.
Bruce, what about the argument that marijuana does become a gateway drug, that if you legalize it, then other people start using other more serious drugs?
Well, in fact, it's simply not true. Every independent scientific body that has ever looked at the so-called gateway theory has debunked it, including the Institute of Medicine, the British government's Advisory Council on Drug Policy. And the fact is, despite what Calvina says, marijuana is much less addictive than alcohol, it's massively less toxic, and it does not make people violent or aggressive like alcohol does. That 44 billion figure she was citing is mostly from booze.
There's a recent article in Mother Jones magazine, not exactly a magazine that is, how to put it, against lightening up on marijuana laws. They had this to say about the prospects of helping the economy through pot taxation. It says a much higher increase in marijuana use isn't out of the question if companies like Philip Morris or R.J. Reynolds sent their finest minds on the promotion of dope, and much of the increase would likely come among the heaviest users, suggesting that if you legalize it, well, it goes on, one person smoking 8 points a day is worth more to the industry than 50 people each smoking a joint a week, says Mark Kleiman, a drug policy expert at UCLA. That's the article from Mother Jones. What about that, Calvina?
John, it's absolutely true that we could anticipate more users, and it is not the harmless drug that it's portrayed to be. It is the number one reason that our young people are in treatment today. The number of kids getting treatment have exceeded the alcohol issue with marijuana. It is known as a gateway drug. I deal with professionals all over the country on a regular basis that are providing treatment, and they'll all tell you that the people don't start with heroin, with cocaine. They start with marijuana, tobacco, and alcohol. It is extremely linked these days to schizophrenia and other mental illnesses, and something that we have to keep in mind, today people are not smoking a joint once in a while to chill out. They are smoking multiple joints, many joints a day. They are staying high, and the difference, and I'm certainly not indicating that alcohol is a harmless drug by any means. It's destroyed a lot of people's lives. But the majority of people that do consume alcohol intentionally do not get drunk, whereas everyone that smokes marijuana for recreational purposes smokes it for the exclusive reason for getting high.
All right.
You know, do we want those people out on our roads driving, putting our family members at risk?
Bruce, give us a 10-second answer.
Oh, that's just nonsense. But the fact is, if you want to compare it with tobacco, as Professor Kleiman did, tobacco smoking, which is regulated and legal, has dropped much faster than marijuana smoking. If we regulate it and tax it, we can have control. If you think marijuana is bad, why do you want to keep it unregulated?
All right. Bruce Mirken, Calvina Fay, thank you both. We'll watch that debate as it goes on in California.
Thank you.